Hello, hello. This is Aaron.
And this is Kaya. Welcome to another episode of Bravo While Black. We are ending Black History Month on like the best note possible. We have Barry from Southern Charm, New Orleans in the
Yes,
house, well, on Zoom. And we're just so ecstatic. How are you, Barry?
I'm doing great. How you guys doing? Thanks for having me.
we're good. Thanks
Amazing.
for
Like we
coming.
just want to
Yes.
thank you for coming. I don't even know if you saw this, but we made our page and our podcast last year, and like one of the most like viral things that we did, one of the first ones were like a campaign to bring Southern Charm New Orleans back. We were literally having watch parties, we were tweeting
Yes.
about it.
Right.
Like
Oh man, I love the love.
we're enthusiastic about it, and we'll get into that later. But first, we want to start off with a Black History fact for the month of Black History. Aaron, you can go first.
Yes. Okay, so in 1981, broadcast journalist Brian Gumbel became the first Black person to host a network morning show when he joined NBC's Today Show. So that's a fun Black History
A
Month fact.
media-based Black
Yeah.
History Month fact, and mine for the first time, even though I'm not athletic at all, I have an athletic Black History fact. The first Black athlete to win a medal at any Winter Olympics was Debbie Thomas. She also was the first and only African American figure skating champion in the U.S. So Debbie Thomas, you guys, if you are into
Give it up for Debbie.
figure skating, athleticism, any of that, shout out to Debbie. Um, so obviously, Barry, other than starring in Southern Charm New Orleans, which we're going to mention a lot because we're obsessed with the show, you
Yes.
have so many like entrepreneurial things going on, and you
Right.
actually have like a new line, like a protein pancake line. You have like the personal training. You obviously like have the gym that we saw on Southern Charm New Orleans. So we just want to talk to you about all of that. But before we get into that, do you watch Bravo at all? Like, do you watch any of the shows? Does Tamika watch any of
Oh,
the shows?
come on. Tamika loves Bravo. She loves everything Bravo. She's become friends with a lot of the girls from Housewives, Potomac, Housewives, Orange County, Housewives, Atlanta. We flew into Cynthia Bailey's wedding a few months ago. Filmed
Yeah,
that.
we saw Tamika in the Real Housewives of Atlanta mid-season trailer,
Yes.
and I'm like, oh my God, it's our girl. But
Yeah,
Crossovers.
that was good times.
you probably don't watch like Bravo regularly. Did you watch New Orleans when it was on?
I'm gonna be totally honest with you.
Yeah,
Like
please.
we would get the episodes the Friday before they aired, so we could know what to live tweet about when it was actually happening. So we won't be blindsided by anything. So
Right.
I would watch the episode, while I'll do cardio or something at the gym. I'll put the episode on and watch it. And really, I would just tweet. I would just want to tweet about it, on Sunday when it came on. But I would have to sit down and watch it with Tamika, 'cause she's a perfectionist. So she kind of like dissects the episode, and then we watch it again together on Sunday. But if I had it my way, I watch it on Friday, tweet about it on Sunday, and get
Yeah.
to the next episode.
Yeah, for sure. Because I know that some husbands are like really, really into like Bravo, and they watch kind of like every Housewives episode, which is like give it up
Yeah.
for them. But then some people are like, oh, I only watch the scenes that I'm in, and I'm like, you know what? I
That would be
can't
me.
blame you.
I get that.
But the
That's
funny thing
definitely
about it is, I think Tamika and I are one of the first couples that was actually a cast on any like Bravo show. Usually the husbands are just like the sidekicks. They're the husbands. They show up
yeah.
at parties, leave. They don't really play a big role in any of the Bravo shows.
But you got main billing, like you got top billing, so you were like a part of
Yeah.
it, and that's like so amazing. But we also want to ask, how are you and the family? We saw online that your daughter got accepted to her high school of choice.
Yeah.
Congratulations for that, and
Yes,
we just really
congrats.
hope that you guys have been doing good during this pandemic and all the things that are going on. How's the family?
The family is fantastic. Like you said, Rainey got accepted to her one and only high school of choice. Here in New Orleans, you know, to go to a good school, you pretty much have to pay for it. It has to be a Catholic school or a private school, which you actually pay tuitions. But you can only apply for one. So that's the trick. So
Yeah.
you have to choose wisely, you know, and that was her first choice and only choice, and she got accepted. So we're very excited about that. We had a picnic for her yesterday at City Park, and she's still smiling today. So
Beautiful.
that just warms my heart. Then Hunter's doing great. He's a freshman at Loyola University playing basketball. He just made the dean's list. So
oh my God, give it up for that Black excellence.
You know?
Like, that's amazing.
Yeah, we were blessed with wonderful kids. A little lazy, but you know, you got to pick your battles. You know, they do well in school, excel in sports, and they stay out of trouble. They're very respectable.
I always say work smarter, not harder, and that's probably what they're doing.
Yeah, that's what they're doing. Yeah, they know how to play the system. And you know, Tamika's great. You know, she's doing well. She's been a morning news anchor now. She got a promotion during the pandemic. I told her, I said, who gets a promotion during the pandemic?
During the pandemic, when
people are losing jobs, and she, you know, got a promotion. And so she's doing some things behind the scenes. You know, she wants to get more into the directing. You know, the executive producing shows and stuff like that. So she's doing she has some projects. She has some irons in the fire. So just staying busy. You know me, I'm the entrepreneur of the family. You know,
yeah,
I'm always throwing spaghetti on the wall and see what sticks.
Then let's get into that. Like, tell us about, like, you know, the Fit Pro factory first. Like, tell us what's going on with that. How has it been, you know, since the pandemic started? Because I know, like, gyms and stuff are like tricky. Sometimes they have a capacity limit. Sometimes they're closed. Like, what is that like?
Yeah. See, unlike Florida, we're not wide open. You know.
Oh yeah, we wide open.
Florida and Texas are wide open. You know, but like, here in Louisiana, we still have restrictions. With the social distancing and the capacity you can have and a certain amount of square footage. So just before, pre-pandemic, I want to say last February, I found that I've been in the fitness industry for about 25 years, maybe longer. I'm dating myself by saying that. But I've been around the block a few times in the fitness industry. And we kind of realized that, you know, after you know, featuring Fuse Center of Fitness on Southern Charm, New Orleans, we kind of realized that the fitness world, the fitness industry is kind of pivoting towards the more specialized, you know, exclusive Group X type training, like smaller locations that people feel like they're exclusive to something, like a part of a fitness community, like Pure Bar and Hourglass and Orange Theories. And these places are, you know, less than
like customizing everything too.
Less than 3,000 square feet, and they're charging like $150 to $350 a month memberships. And people are going because they feel like they're part of something exclusive. So that's where, you know, at my gym Fuel, we already were designing classes for group exercise that you can only get at Fuel. So people were coming to our gym just to take our classes. So it made us more like a workout destination, not just a destination to work out. So pre-pandemic, I was like, man, I think we need to take that component out of the gym and start a franchise. That's all Group X classes. It's low overhead. You don't have to spend $300,000 on weight equipment like we did. It's, you know, it's basically like a nice open room that looks like a nightclub that you can go in, take a class, and go home. So that's when Fit Pro was founded, because, you know, it would have been called Fuel Fitness Factory, but Fuel was taken when we did the federal trademark search.
Yeah.
Fuel was taken on a nationwide level. And I knew I wanted to take my franchise concept nationwide, not just local here in New Orleans. So we had to change the name. So, you know, after many weeks of like maybe 50 plus names and asking my family, my friends, my brother, who's my right-hand man, we came up with Fit Pro, which is short for fitness professionals. It's a Group X studio, and it's all of our classes that we design that you can only get at Fit Pro. But we want to do more than that. We want to be all inclusive, where, like, me as a trainer, I would say if I were training you. And
I'm not athletic at all.
You say, Barry, what's the best protein to take? What's the best fat burners? What's the best pre-workouts? What's the best BCAAs? And I would tell you, you would go to GNC or Vitamin Shop, buy that product. I wouldn't make anything off of that. You would just, go there, use what I told you, my knowledge, and you purchase. Well, we want to make Fit Pro where it's all encompassing. So when you come in, you get onboarded like you were at a medical office. Like you sit down with the Fit Pro, we talk about your goals. You get a meal plan with your membership. So if you're like a vegan or you want low carbs, high protein, we have these templates of meal plans that we design for people. You get that. Then we do like a body composition assessment on you, which like get your body fat and all that stuff. Every member gets a heart rate monitor. So when you take a class, you put your heart rate monitor on. We have these big TVs on the wall. You can see all the different people, your heart rate zones. It changes colors. You can put little cool nicknames. So it makes it fun. Like you kind of compete against yourself. You kind of lose yourself because you just look at your square. You're like, oh man, I'm in the blue. I need to get to the green. I got to, work a little harder. So we have supplements there. So we have supplements, we have nutrition, we have great classes, we have knowledge, Fit Pro. We have a Facebook page for all of the members. It's called Fit Pro 24/7. So if you're a member of Fit Pro, you have a question about anything about food, working out outside of the gym, we have challenges and stuff like that. It could be 12 midnight. If you post a question on Fit Pro 24/7, within a reasonable amount of time, one of the Fit Pros is going to answer that question. So we want to make it like where you don't have to leave outside of our little box to get everything that's involved with health and wellness.
It's like an all-inclusive health and wellness place. My question is, okay, is there like an online program available for people who aren't like local to you?
Yeah. Okay. So like I keep saying, pre-pandemic. So we totally designed this whole concept pre-pandemic. My partner actually lives in Fort Myers, Florida, with Fit Pro, and we were doing the vetting process. We did webinars with people who saw it, loved the concept, and right before the pandemic, which was I think we closed our fuel like March 13th, 2020. We closed it down March 13th. The beginning of March, we had like one guy we were talking to in Tampa that went through 4 units, and we had people like in Minnesota and St. Louis that went through a unit, and then the pandemic hit. So it kind of like killed everything,
Yeah.
It kind of knocked us off, off our pedestal a little bit. It killed Fuel, like Fuel Center Fitness, my gym. We closed it down. It was just too much to keep up. We didn't get any PPP assistance. We're a mom and pop, small gym. All the big corporations were getting all the big buyouts and bailouts or whatever. Our overhead was over $25,000 a month at my gym, and we just couldn't sustain it. So close that down, fast forward. Now, things are starting to open up a little bit. So we opened our first location here in Metairie, Louisiana, and it's going pretty good. Mardi Gras is the New Year's for New Orleans.
Yes.
Like most cities in America, January 1, everybody's running through the doors talking about, I need to get in shape, New Year's resolutions, all that stuff. Well, here we have Jazz Fest, we have Mardi Gras. So people don't really want to get on their fit until they get through all of that.
All that drinking and good eating.
Yeah. So after, Mardi Gras that's when our New Year's resolutions come in. So since Mardi Gras, even though we didn't have it, people still go out of town. The kids are off a week anyway, so people were still like traveling, skiing, Disney World, stuff like that. Since they've been back, it's been picking up a lot this week.
Thank God.
Fingers crossed. We should have a Fit Pro in South Florida one day.
Yeah, that was gonna actually be my next question. Once the pandemic is over, do you plan on opening any more locations? And where would you open those locations?
Yes, of course. See, the thing, like I said, we're a franchise. We're a licensed franchise. So like if you go to fitprofranchise.com, people who are interested in opening Fit Pros, they go through the whole process. They fill out the application and they go to the webinars, and we do the vetting process to make sure they qualify to be a franchisee, because we don't want them to come in and not have enough capital and go out of business, because
for sure,
audited every year, we got to write down what locations closed. And if it looks bad on us, if like we open 30 and 10 closed down because inadequate funds. So we have to you go through a vetting process with that. So to answer your question, if you know anybody in South Florida that wants to open a Fit Pro, send them to that website, man. Yeah, so we're open. We can put Fit Pros in 32 states, in the USA. Certain states have different laws, so it's harder to open franchises. So for 32, we're already licensed to open, and Florida's one of them.
That's literally amazing.
I can imagine they have a lot of inspections too when you guys are actually at the gym. Like, is it frequently, like every week?
You'd think it would be, but really, I think they kind of instill that fear into you that they could show up, So you want to make sure that if they do, you want to have, adequate, stations with hand sanitizer stations. You want to have people spaced out, which is great for our place because it's an open room. It's an open room, so we kind of get there early and we set up the benches. Everybody gets their own benches and risers and bars. And so you have your own little area you work out in. So the instructors kind of set them up to where they socially distance. But knock on wood, we've never had anybody to come in and like say, hey, I'm, inspecting your facility.
We didn't even go put that out there. We just wanted to know. But thank God, like, you guys were able to bounce back in a different way. One door closes, another opens. And like, this is something that I can see, not only expanding in the future, but maybe because you've had to kind of get creative and like shut it down and bring something back, it might create something that you didn't envision before. So thank God for that. And if you guys are listening, if you know anyone with the money or you got the money, listen, franchise this place, support Black businesses, and definitely check this out. So
I'm sorry, I didn't answer your question. I talked so much, I didn't answer your question. That was part of the whole Fit Pro concept, is virtual classes. Kind of like
yes.
Peloton has the virtual classes. Like, so if somebody wants to take my class in Boise, Idaho, we don't have a Fit Pro there. We're going to have a platform that has the classes, and you can, it's like kind of like looking at a cable directory. You can pick Barry, Ed, Susan, whatever, and there's a list of classes. You click on it and they play. So all of our classes can be done virtually. So that's part of the Fit Pro concept as well.
See, yeah, that's exactly what we wanted to know, because you already you already have your customers and everything that know you, but ever since you got on Bravo, like, that opens to another audience, so people, once you're able to launch that, people will definitely be interested in it. Yeah. And that fitness is your passion. You said that on the show. It was very apparent since episode 1. So it's someone to trust, someone to support. And what about these protein pancakes? I think that's kind of like a new concept that I saw that you launched. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah. So in season 2, I introduced my line of protein pancakes, which are called pound cakes, and it's a play on words. Older people think I'm talking about pound cake, like a cake, like pound. Your grandma make pound cakes and stuff. But if you look at the logo, it's like a dumbbell made out of pancakes. So it's like pounds, pancakes. So I competed for about 4 or 5 years in the NPC, which is like the national governing body for bodybuilding. And they have different categories, like bodybuilding, which is like the big guys like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Lou Ferrigno, those type of guys. And they have like men's physique, which is like guys that wear swim trunks that are aesthetically beautiful and good looking guys. I did that. I'm not a bodybuilder. So I did the men's physique. And when you compete, 12 weeks before your first show, you have to start dieting. You have to start cutting down, pulling carbs, eating 6 times a day, doing fasting cardio 30 minutes every day. It's horrible. And the only thing you want to do, or the only thing that probably gets you through it, is knowing that after that show, 13 weeks from that point, you can eat something like a pancake or something. So I train a lot of people. So I train a chef, and I was talking to her one day and I was like, man, I really want to develop my own line of protein pancakes. And so she was like, okay, we need to sit down and talk. She has a restaurant as well. So we met at her restaurant and we pulled all these ingredients. And it was just like something you see on TV. It was like pancake A, B, C, D.
Like testing them out.
I had my kids there. I had friends, family, and everybody would pick different pancakes, right? And then we would take the top 2 and then, alter that a little bit until it was unanimous that this is the pancake. Everybody likes pancake B. And so we formulated that recipe, and I kind of like started making them at her restaurant. Like, she has big mixers and all that stuff. And I put them at my gym. I started putting them at the gym in these little to-go containers. You ever had like pho, like the soup? And,
Yes.
And it comes to you and it's like in a plastic container with a snap top. That's what I bought a whole case of those and put I had a logo developed and designed, and I put the pound cake sticker on the top. And just,
those are the best people to test it on, because those are the people that are working out.
So it was selling really well at my gym. But the thing that I didn't know and didn't realize what happened was almost 100% of my clients and members will come to me and say, "Hey man, thank you. My kids are eating breakfast again. Like, they love your pancakes. My kids love your pancakes." And I'm like, honestly, I wasn't thinking about kids. I was thinking about adults who want to eat pancakes and like don't feel guilty about eating one. So I knew we were on to something. I was like, man, I think that we're on to something here. If the kids like them and the parents like them, it's kind of like, made for adults, but
that's an extra benefit.
Yeah. So fast forward after season 2, I took on a partner, one of my members, good friend of mine, and we scrapped the whole design, and we invested into a marketing company that rebranded it. The packaging is different, and so we came out with this whole concept, new brand. It's called Pound Cakes. It's a plant-based protein pancake mix, and I'm the guy who shoots for the stars. I don't try to start small. I'm shooting for the stars. So we sent a case of the pound cakes to the biggest supermarket chain in Louisiana. And I wrote a nice little letter, sent it to them, told them who I was, sent it. And there was one small component I forgot to put in the letter was my contact information. It was so nice. I had everything, pound cake logo, everything. The body was great. And the buyer liked it so much, she did her own research and like found out where we got it mixed at, called the mixing plant. It's like, who's Pound Cakes? And they gave her our information, then called me. She was like, man, you're hard to find. You didn't give me your contact information. She said, I love the packaging. She thought we were like on the market already. I was like, no, this is our first run. But I figured that, we're local and we just want to go to the biggest chain here, which is you guys. And so we're in all 65 stores right now in Louisiana, Alabama, and Mississippi. So we started out with them, and now we're trying to take over the rest of Louisiana, and then we're going to go after like Amazon and Walmart, Publix, and Kroger's, and all those different places.
Oh my God, that's a blessing. I feel like that was just, even more of a sign to do it, that she, sought you out. So that took a lot just to find you. So nutritionally is what I want to know. Like, what does the pancake have in it? Like, does it have like a certain amount of protein, like carbs? Like, tell the people what the elements and components.
So if it's a buttermilk pancake. So if you just mix it it can be mixed, it's 1-to-1 ratio, right? So if you mix a half a cup of our mix with a half a cup of water, milk, almond milk. I like to use Greek yogurt.
To make it thicker.
Put a little water in it to make it like loose, because it gives more protein. But if you just use milk in the mix, 3 pancakes will yield you about 15 grams of protein. So if you accompany that with like a sugar-free syrup, then you don't feel so guilty. You feel like, I'm not taking in all the sugar. Now it does have carbs. It's not like it's not whole food ready. It's not gluten-free and all that stuff. I figure I didn't want to compromise the taste of it. And then breakfast, hard. Because breakfast, if you're an active person, you can metabolize breakfast. Now, if I said eat pound cakes for dinner, then that can cause a huge uproar, because at night is when you want to really pump the brakes on the carbs and all that, because your metabolism slows down and you're about to go to sleep. And so you don't want to take in like the carbs at night. But like during the day, carbs kind of fuel you to go, So they aren't gluten-free, but they are packed with protein and they taste delicious. And that's the biggest thing, is like, it doesn't taste like a protein pancake. I don't know if you're familiar with protein pancakes, but
it's not good. Protein anything, honestly, to me is like, it's like sandy. It's like
dry. It's the aftertaste is like, So these don't have that. They're really good. And
So with that being said, do you have a syrup that goes with these pancakes?
man, you read my mind. I'm telling you that's one of our projects that we want to do is going to have our like pound cake syrup, you know, and it's going to have protein in the syrup, but we're going to have like maple, we're going to have like this, you know, butter. We're going to have like strawberry, like different flavors
that goes along like with the pancakes.
Yeah, so that's one of our products we want to add to it is like a protein sugar-free syrup that tastes good. So that's in the works. It's probably about a year away, but good idea though. See?
Yeah, and if you can, I would even say protein waffles. So that's another idea because you know we have
we do that right now.
Yeah,
we do that right now. Yeah, like if you mix it, if you add eggs to it and makes it a little thicker than you would a pancake, you can pour it right into a waffle iron and it comes out a beautiful waffle.
Yeah. That's what I find so hard about like eating healthy. It's like I can do the salads, I can do like the two vegetables and the meat, but when it comes to breakfast, I'm not an egg person. And a lot of the healthy breakfasts, it's either eggs or egg whites. So and when you're craving something like bread when you first wake up, it's like you gotta eat a smoothie or egg whites, and I'm just not that kind of person. So that's even though it may not be, you know, low carb, but it's healthier than you would like a freaking Pillsbury waffle or Eggos, which I'm used to eating anyway. So
the healthy alternative to go get an egg McMuffin or Wendy's or Burger King or whatever, you know, and it's the morning time, so you're gonna metabolize and burn those carbs throughout the day, especially if you're active. I wouldn't even say you have to like work out every day, but if you're an active person, you're not just sitting on the couch all day, you're gonna metabolize your breakfast. And that's the most important meal of the day, actually, is your breakfast. Like you have to eat breakfast to start your metabolism. So why not, if you like eating like pancakes or carb source type foods, why not make a waffle or a pancake?
Yeah, and you could add like your chicken sausages. I definitely messed up some chicken sausages and like waffles. That's like the best thing to eat.
Some fruit on the side.
Yeah. And are you selling the mixes online? I know you said that you're going to try to get them on Amazon soon. But like if you go to the website, are you selling the?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So our website is eatpoundcakes.com.
Eatpoundcakes.com.
Yeah. The website, we ship anywhere in the United States. So eventually we're going to have that syrup on there. And then we're going to have like merchandise, all kind of cool stuff. We'll have like coffee cups. We want to make it like a whole, like just a living thing by itself, you know, just like the Kodiak cakes. Kodiak is like pretty much the biggest brand out there for like protein pancake mix. And we're not trying to reinvent the wheel. You know, you find the big dog and you look at what they're doing and you try to just do your own thing, you know?
Yeah, so put like a twist on it. Yeah. And then you can also like experiment with different pancake mixes. Just like you said, you can make waffles with it. You can try to make like biscuits with it. Bread is just, or bread-like substances are just something that it's versatile. So that's awesome.
My chef is going to make next year, she says she's going to make a king cake out of it.
Listen, I heard that we're going to ask you about Mardi Gras later, but that's a good idea. So you also have First Team Apparel, right? Okay, tell us how is that going?
Well, we had to pump the brakes on First Team, and not to our liking, but you know, we had a manufacturer that the owner, we became friends with him, and you know, we're from the South. And we thought like, you know, a handshake was solid, and, you know, they had alternative motives as far as like, you know, helping us out. And so we filmed, we launched the brand on the show. You saw the fashion show and all that stuff. Yeah. And we started getting all this traction and momentum, you know. We started like sending them like the POs for all the orders. We had the website up and everything, people ordering stuff. And we were sending them POs for everything. And we had a conversation, and they were like, you know, they didn't like the fact that their company wasn't mentioned on the show, right? So I'm like, I don't control editing, what doesn't make the show, what doesn't. Bravo talked to him. they sign waivers and everything, just in case we use your name, your company's name, because they have this. He developed this no stink solution that you can put on clothes. It will never stink, right? I'm like, you can wear a shirt for a year. If you don't get it dirty, put it in your locker. I swear to you, I've done it. And so they were doing and they deal mainly with the military. So we was going to do sportswear using their application. And they didn't mention them on the show. I talked about it. We filmed about it, you know? And so long story short, we started sending them POs. They stopped returning our calls. We had to refund everybody their money back. And so we had to do our due diligence and find another reputable manufacturer, which was in Asia, of course. We found a manufacturer that manufactures for Adidas, Lululemon, Nike. And we had all these, you know, prototypes being done, and then the pandemic hit. So they shut down because it's in China. So that's kind of like in the holding pattern right now.
Yeah, but you have so many different things, you know, going on that obviously you'll come back to that, but at least you have these other things going.
Yeah, it was unfortunate what happened because, you know, it's the last thing I want to do is show something to the world that I've been working on and then not be able to follow through. So I'm big on following through on things. And that was beyond my control. You know, I couldn't make my own clothing, and we put all our faith and eggs in one basket. So that was a life lesson there too. You know, you put all your faith into one thing, and if that doesn't work out, you know, you're left with your pants around your ankles, you know, so we had to figure that out. But it's coming back.
Yeah, well, you guys, you got the pound cake, you got the syrup coming soon, and we can wait for the apparel, you know.
Aaron is like excited about this, like pancakes.
I'm very excited.
I have to send y'all some.
Listen, don't say that because we're gonna follow up.
we will make that.
Send me y'all address.
I got you.
Yes.
Okay, so now we get into some other things, but we just want to make sure our listeners know, please support Barry, support this Black business. Thank you so much for telling us about your businesses. And I think that there were a lot of lessons there, even without you knowing, like about metabolism. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day and all of these different things. So that's awesome that we got into that. Now, Mardi Gras. There was no like official Mardi Gras this year. I know it's definitely like kind of depressing, but what I saw online is that some of the community came together and they actually like, instead of the Mardi Gras floats, they like put decorations in front of their houses and things like that. So tell me how it is being in New Orleans and there's no Mardi Gras.
Right. I think the world knows that, you know, since Hurricane Katrina, that New Orleans is a resilient city. It's like, you're not gonna put your thumb on top of us, and we're gonna find a way to have a party, you know? So Mardi Gras was canceled. Now I'll be honest with you, I grew up here. It's not my favorite holiday because I'm the one who's always dropping. I gotta drop my wife off. She rides in Tamika rides in maybe 2 or 3 parades a year. Sometimes Grand Marshal. So I'm the one who's fighting traffic to drop her off, fighting traffic to get home, fighting traffic to take the kids to see her, fighting traffic to get home, and then fighting traffic to pick her up and fighting traffic. So I'm like Uber. And I'm like, so I'm always in a bad mood doing Mardi Gras because there's always traffic everywhere. So, I mean, I feel bad for the people who really love Mardi Gras and the people who want to come to New Orleans and experience the city. I feel bad for them. I really do. Because, I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Mardi Gras, but I don't want to see it go away. You know, it's tradition.
You respect it.
I respect it. And, you know, people came in town for Mardi Gras this year and, you know, they were in for a big surprise because the mayor closed all the bars. All the bars were closed from like Friday before Mardi Gras till Ash Wednesday. So 5 days, there were no bars, no nightclubs open. It was just restaurants. So people who still came into town just want to experience, you know, Bourbon Street and the French Quarter and, you know, go to, you know, these different places that they've heard about, you know, closed. So I felt bad about that. I really did. But it is what it is. And like I said, the city will bounce back. There's the biggest company here that makes all the floats is called Blaine Kern. So I think we started a new tradition here. Like, I think regardless of Mardi Gras happening or not, people are going to do house floats because along the parade routes, like on St. Charles and Magazine and all these very like affluent areas where there's like really beautiful homes. Blaine Kern designed like house floats. And man, if you saw the pictures, I don't know if you can, you probably look it up online, but you can tell some of these people spent $10,000-$20,000 on like, there's like actual props from like Bacchus and Endymion, like these big, huge floats. There's actual pieces of those floats, like.
That's such a strong like sense of community and a beautiful thing to see. And, you know, just looking at the pictures online, it obviously New Orleans is a tight-knit city. And you guys will like always bounce back from it. But it forces people to get creative in other ways that, you know, I never thought that I'd see. And, you know, you being a local, you probably already knew that they were going to find some way to party.
Find a way. I knew it was going to be people going to have like second lines, or Mardi Gras Indians going to do secret, like, you know, get-togethers places. You can't stop it. It's just hard to. And I don't think the law enforcement wants to enforce that, because they are part of the city too. You know, they grew up going to see the Mardi Gras Indians and, you know, things like that in second line. So they don't really want to be that enforcer either, you know. But yeah, it became a huge thing with the house floats. You don't have to spend that kind of money. I'm just saying, on those parade routes, people with a lot of money, they've done that. But like, and even in the regular neighborhoods, they sell, you go to the supermarket, they have like Mardi Gras decorations now for your house. Like they have for like Christmas and Halloween. Now,
like they added it to like that official holiday.
Yeah. So now it's like Mardi Gras lights you can put on your house, and you know, decals for Mardi Gras. So, you know, you drive down a regular old neighborhood, you'll see like Mardi Gras decorations. So it's a pretty cool thing, you know, to see that. And it just shows the resiliency of New Orleans and why I can never move. You know, I love the South. People here are very welcoming. It's a very eclectic mix of people. You know, every pocket of the city is a different type of people, and they all inviting, you know.
Yes. And now we're going to get into our favorite part of the podcast. We finally get to ask you about the show. I think that I want to ask the question that's on everyone's mind. Have you heard like an official answer from Bravo if you guys are canceled or if you guys are possibly coming back? Right. What is going on with the production of Southern Charm New Orleans?
If I knew, I would tell you. Like, seriously, you know, when Southern Charm Savannah was canceled, it was canceled. It was like you get everybody
a definite answer.
Boom, it's canceled. I can honestly say we keep in touch with our producers, and every now and then they'll swoop in and tell us stuff, but it just hasn't been picked up for season 3. There's a difference between being canceled and not picked up.
Right.
And then there was rumors, you know, hey, you may be filming, we may be greenlit and filming in the summer, which already passed. Nothing happened. So, and the good thing about it is, the only bright side is anything that's of significance that happens in our lives, Bravo.com picks it up. You know, Reagan's pregnant.
She's pregnant, yeah.
And BravoTV.com, you know, posted about it. So that's kind of like, that's a good sign. And then the fact that they called for Tamika and I to be on the show about
the amplifier voices.
Yeah, like all these people are active Bravo celebrities on this panel, and it's Tamika and I, who we had filmed in over a year, but they called us. And John Moody was on there as well. So you know, those little hints and signs let us know that, you know, it's not canceled, it's just not picked up yet. So hopefully, fingers crossed, when everything opens back up, you know, if everybody hasn't already moved on to other projects, you know, because John is training. I don't know if you watch him. I know y'all follow John Moody.
I sure do.
Yeah, he's training hard. You know, he's trying to get on this reality show called The Challenge on MTV. You know, so you know, you compete for. I don't watch a lot of TV, as you can tell. I'm either watching sports or I'm sitting down watching Disney or Game of Thrones. I was late to the party on that, so I've been like
binging it. Like, did you see that episode?
Yeah, man.
I said it too. I said I believe that Bravo should come up with their own version of the challenge, because I feel like you and John would both be a great fit for the show.
Yeah, I mean, and it, like one of our friends, Whitney from Southern Charm Charleston, he was like, he would come here when we were filming. He was one of our executive producers.
Yeah.
He was like, man, he said, y'all the only show on Bravo where the men are freaking built, like jacked. Like everybody works out. Like they all would come to my gym. Justin, Jeff, John Moody, you know, we all worked out, you know, so we're all in shape, you know. And he was like, man, you don't see that on like Bravo TV shows. Like usually the husbands are like older guys, a lot of money. That's the housewife type concept, you know. Yeah. He said, but Southern Charm, which is really male heavy, really the only two stars.
Like it's equally balanced with like you guys have men and women.
You know, and then all the rest was us, me, Jeff, John, Justin. So it was a different type of dynamic for a Bravo show in the fact that, you know, we were all friends before the show. You know, basically it stemmed from Tamika, the queen bee, and all of her friends, you know. So we were friends before the show. We had hit a lot of turbulence during filming, but we're still friends to this day. So it's not like the whole, you know, take 6 type A women that don't know each other, put them in a room together, they all have money, and that's housewives. You know, they all fight and they form alliances. It was never that, you know. So I think we brought a different dynamic to Bravo. I think it was like, honestly, in my opinion, it was kind of hard to put us in a box. Like, what are they? Because, you know, I hate to say it, but like most shows on Bravo are really segregated. It's all Persian, it's all black, it's all white. It's got to be all something. You know, got to be the majority something. We were just a good cast. White, black, straight, gay, married, single. We had it all, you know, and we had the drama, and it was real. It may have been amplified because it was TV, but it was real drama, you know. I don't lose my temper, and I lost my temper, and that was real. And people who know me was like, man, I've never seen you mad. You said that was real? I was like, yeah, that was real. Like, I just got really mad. It's like, and, you know, you're filming 10, 12 hours a day, you know, and not sleeping enough, and you're not, like me, you're not working out enough, and you feel like, I'm missing out because so you have those different emotions, and they come out on TV. You kind of forget that you're filming, you know, and those things happen. But we haven't been canceled. We just haven't been picked up.
You heard it here.
Yes.
You guys have not been canceled. You haven't been picked up. And in addition to, you know, possibly, like, if you guys do come back, obviously we are gunning for you to come back on Bravo, but they can also put y'all on Peacock. I don't know if you've heard of the streaming service Peacock. That's where they're bringing back Real Housewives of Miami. So it's like, wherever you guys go, we're going to watch. Oh. And I hope that you guys, you know, continue to watch the show, continue to tell Bravo how much you love the show. And, you know, go back to our duo podcast with Amanda from It's All Happening, where we sit down and we dissect why we love the show so much. Just as Barry just said, we've been telling you guys, if you haven't watched it, it's the perfect mix of, you know, friends who are genuinely friends, not forced drama, Black, white, straight, gay. And also what we liked is that you guys had the hard conversations on camera before this whole Black Lives Matter movement, because it's like, that's exactly what's happening. You know, it's just amplified now. But, you know, there were so many different lessons on, you know, the whole thing with Hunter possibly getting a ticket and being stopped by the police. Yeah. All of this happened before, you know, the Black Lives Matter movement. And that's what we love about the show.
Yeah, and on top of that, you know, we had 6 main characters, but the 7th character was New Orleans. Like, New Orleans is its own
city
character.
Itself.
It's beautiful. And when I tell you, like, every pocket of the city is a different type of people, and you're gonna get a different vibe, but they're all very inviting. As long as you like the Saints, you're good to go. You know, this city is its own character, and I think people really love to see the B-roll of like the city. You know, like the different areas and stuff like that. So it's not many cities that have its own character like that. It could be its own character in the show. So I think that's what, you know, really compelled a lot of people to watch us. We had, the numbers were great as far as the viewership. I think we were like probably one of the highest rated shows, first year shows on Bravo, as far as like amount of views per episode. So we had all the numbers, you know, so I don't know, maybe we raised the bar too high. And so the next season was the same numbers, and they said, y'all didn't go up. But we already set the bar too high at the first season. Maybe we should start out with 300 viewers, 300,000 per episode. And then shot up to 1.2 million. So it's a lot, you know, it's Hollywood. They can call tomorrow after seeing this. Be like, you know what?
Listen, we've been gunning for y'all to come back. Like, one
a lot of
day.
stories, you know. Like everybody has stuff going on,
Yeah. So who do you guys? Go ahead, Aaron.
Oh, I was gonna say, I think Barry said it best too, because I think it's like one of the only shows on Bravo that really have, I feel, authentic relationships. As you said, you guys already knew each other, you guys already established relationships. So I think that's great versus the housewife formula where they put all the women in the room and they just like cut the cameras on, and then it's like, oh, I kind of know her, or oh, we might have went to high school together, but they don't really know each other.
Right.
No shade to Salt Lake, but
no, it's no shade to the Housewives shows, because I've met a lot of them. I like them, but the whole formula from the producers that we have, some of them produce those shows, and they say the formula is 6 type A women that all have money and they type A. You put them on a cast together, and it's going to be drama. Period. Yep. That's the formula. So we didn't have that. But we do have like type A people on our cast. So we had our own, inner struggles, and, you saw it all played out on TV. And
also like the other, not to shade the other Southern Charm, because, we watch it, we cover it. But, the latest season wasn't all that good. The past few seasons haven't really been all that good. But I'm just so glad that they're answering the race issue and bringing in people of color on their cast. And it's just like, hey, y'all already got the winning formula. So just bring the show back, have everyone come back to New Orleans, film, and just really give the viewers what they want, and also what Bravo is pushing for, because Bravo has made changes to their casting, which is really what we wanted, and we love that. But we just want this show back so bad. So
just keep flooding them with messages. Keep flooding them with messages. Southern Charm NOLA.
Yeah. So who do you guys talk to, like, out of the people that you filmed with? Who do you talk to the most? Who you see the most?
Me, it used to be John. Moody, because he's a workout freak like me. He's the younger version of what I used to be. Like in my 20s, like can eat whatever I want and just rip to shreds. I'm the old bull. He was the young bull. He worked out at my gym every day. So I saw John the most. My gym closed down. And then he's been in LA a lot, doing stuff like painting for like actors and stuff. So he's been spending I can't say bi-coastal because we're not on the coast, but he's back and forth a lot. So I think Justin and I talk the most. We talk at least probably every day, actually. Either it's a text, or we always send each other funny DMs, like, these different Instagram sites have, like the gym people like doing stupid stuff, that kind of stuff. So I think Justin and I talk the most out of everybody on the cast.
So my homegirl wants to know, is John Moody single?
John Moody could say it best. John Moody dates himself. I don't know if he falls into Generation Z or whatever. I think that whole generation doesn't really believe in commitment, as far as want to be tied down to one person. It's like, it's just free to be, so to say,
amazing.
They have an agreement. Hey, we just cool. We hang out. You have friends, I have friends, whatever. We cross paths, So they have that's a different dynamic from old school people like us, like me, at least. I'm almost 50. So to answer your question, I hadn't talked to him in a while. He called me like 2 weeks ago when he came in from LA, and he said he was coming to see my new place, but he didn't come. I knew it was going to happen. He gets sidetracked.
He's busy.
I don't think he's dating. I think he's single.
Amazing.
I think that he lived his best life. Let's just put it like that.
Well, interesting.
Yeah, your homegirl knows now. So
yeah, I'll tell my homegirl.
He's single. I don't think if he's dating somebody, I don't think it's like a committed relationship, because Tamika will find out. She's like FBI.
So we saw that Reagan is pregnant. That's so amazing. We also saw that Jeff got remarried. So everyone has, like, you guys started businesses. Tamika has gotten a promotion in her job. So it's like the storylines are also there. John Moody is on Sisters on BET. And as you said, he's doing his painting and his things in LA. So it's just like the formula has been there, and it's still there. And like, there's even more to dig into. So that's so
yeah.
So
amazing.
Bravo, what are you waiting
That's
for?
about 3 or 4 more seasons right there.
Literally,
Yeah.
because some things are just long and drawn out and it's only one storyline, but there's so many different things going on right now that
Yeah.
the cameras need to freaking be there. So
Yeah. And the good thing is like people relate to certain characters on the show, you know? So it's like
exactly.
all
I
these
love
stories
Tamika.
going, yeah, so all these different stories going on, and people kind of like, you know, identify with that. And then, oh, I like this guy, you know, and they start following their story more. So yeah, I think that like, it's like the movie Crash. It's like all these moving parts. It's like all these different multiple stories, but they all link to one thing,
movie, yes.
which is Tamika, pretty much, because she's like the center of the
She's everywhere.
show.
Like I follow her on Instagram.
Yeah.
I don't even know how she has this much energy. Like to go from like a friend's birthday to wake up and do like the news and then come home, celebrate with her daughter, like the amazing news that she got into the high school of her choice, as we discussed earlier. And then it was just like, when did she sleep? How does she get this time? Like she's
very detail oriented. I'm telling you, she's very detail oriented. I mean, she has like, you look at her phone, she has like 30 alarms. And like she'll meet a friend for lunch and the alarm goes off, that means she has to leave to get to the meeting with her people about the project she's working on. And so she knows, even at night, you know, she gets up at 2:30 in the morning to be on TV by 4:30. She knows we could be watching a movie. She knows, oh, I'm out, gotta go to bed. So she's very detail oriented. She came from, a background of professional dance background where she was over like, hundreds of girls for Super Bowl halftime shows. So she's know how to orchestrate a crowd, So
she's very disciplined.
Yeah, so orchestrating the six of us on the show was like a piece of cake for her.
So easy. Oh my God, she's such a queen. Can you tell her that we said hi to?
Yes, please.
I will.
Okay, so the last thing that we want to ask you is a little fun question before we move on to the Patreon, which is exclusive. So y'all sign up for the Patreon. Who would you add to your cast of Southern Charm New Orleans if you could add someone to your cast?
Who would I add?
It can be a celebrity. It can be someone that's not a celebrity. Anybody. Like anyone that you would add to the mix. Ideally, who would you add?
Man, that's a good question.
Listen, that's what we're here for.
You have to be from the South?
No, it just can be any celebrity. It can be anybody that like anyone. It can even be a fictional character, honestly, if you want. Like, just add somebody and throw them in there to Southern Charm knowledge.
Man, that's a hard question. I'm trying to think what celebrity would be like. And I think it would have to be somebody funny. Like, because we're pretty funny. We have our own little quirkiness, but none of us are like downright comedians unless you talk about John and Justin, how they always going back and forth. John went to the same high school, so it was an all black Catholic school here called St. Augustine, and they went to the same school, not the same years, but the same school. And I don't know if you're familiar, but like people like to do the dozen and like bag on each other when it's all male school, especially all black males. So that's what like when John talks, they have the caption at the bottom because everybody's like, why? He's mumbling. And so Justin to come in like, well, what John is really saying is
when he gets to translate it. It was a good bit.
I think it would have to be like a dynamic duo.
So you're adding two people to it. What two people
let's add Kevin Hart and The Rock.
Oh yeah, like they're good in their movies. They have that good even in their interviews. They continue to they continue even outside of the movies to have like that good chemistry, the hilarious chemistry. Like they mock each other.
Yeah, and that's John and Justin. That was our comic relief right there. John and Justin. Every now and then, Jeff Charleston will say something smart about John and step out. But yeah, I think that it would have to be like two people, like comedian type people.
I feel like I would definitely add Aaron. You think about what two celebrities or people that you would want, but I think I'm gonna add Will Smith and Jada Pinkett to it, so they can be like a power couple, like you and Tamika, and then Will Smith also hilarious. And then I feel like I don't know something about. I think it's because Girls Trip was filmed in New Orleans, so. Right. That's what I'm thinking to add Jada Pinkett.
It'll be like a real entanglement of stories.
Not entanglement.
I would say Boris Kojo and Nicole Ari Parker.
Oh, I love them.
Well, Tamika's actually friends with them. That's funny that you said that.
See, so
You're like, look what I
yeah,
done.
Boris and Tamika both were like the MCs for an event in Houma, Louisiana for the NAACP awards, and it was Boris Kojo and Tamika. They were the MCs.
you know what's so funny? I was actually gonna say I feel like you would probably be really good friends with them just because your personalities are kind of like they would mesh well together. Just seeing them on their reality show and when they do like the little get to know me events.
Yeah. I met him because I went to the actual event. Very nice guy, and I think Tamika met. I don't know how she met his wife. I don't know if it was through him or
probably
Essence. Tamika's in the background. She's correcting me. Essence Fest.
Oh my God, Tamika! We got a guest appearance, a guest correction by Tamika. Amazing, we love that. Well, we want to thank you so much for letting the people know what's going on with Southern Charm New Orleans. It's not canceled, you guys, and thank you for letting us know about your the Fit Pro Factory and your protein pancakes. So you guys definitely check that out and support. Keep watching the show, keep streaming the show, keep telling Bravo what you want. And thank you so much, Barry. Can you tell the people where to find your businesses, like on Instagram and your Instagram handle, or any websites or anything else that you want to advertise?
Yeah, so if I can make it simple for you, I have a link tree. So if you go to my Instagram, which is the Real B Smith, like THE, Real B Smith. You click on my profile, the link tree, and it has everything I do. You just click on it, like pound cakes, first team, Fit Pro, everything.
Thank you so much. So we're going to head to the Patreon where we'll talk about things not related to Bravo. So subscribe to patreon.com/Bravo While Black. And also, if you're listening to this, I am doing social media right now for The Dip. So please follow at The Dip. That's THEDIPP. I'm making memes. I'm taking surveys. Please support that because that's something new that I'm doing. And I really appreciate you guys. Aaron, we can just end it.